Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know this rush hour of October 17, Thursday. I'm Riza Diaz. Starting off Thursday's rush with updates following twin earthquakes that rocked North Cotabato and Davao Oriental. The magnitude 6.3 quake struck the town of Talunan, North Cotabato, past 7:30 p.m. last night. The damage was particularly felt in Kidapawan City, as you can see in this footage. The walls of the hotel had already cracked. Lots of debris on floor, and the residents afterwards gathered outside a nearby hospital. Now in South Cotabato, forced evacuation of patients in Dr. Arturo Pingoy Medical Center in Coronadal City was implemented. Authorities confirmed that one child was killed following the earthquake and over 24 more were injured in Cotabato. Authorities also reported one person dead in Mindanao. Meanwhile, you're looking at a video taken by a netizen in Carmen, Davao del Norte, where water can be seen moving because of the earthquake. In a nearby province in Davao del Sur, at least 20 people were reported injured while a number of houses were damaged. Authorities say at least one person is in critical condition following the incident. Now in Davao City, there were no casualties and missing persons, but updates show 7 were injured, having fainted during the earthquake. Now, 16 coastal barangays conducted evacuations fearing a tsunami attack, although authorities have not released any warning on this yet. The quake was also felt in Llano del Norte, particularly in this hotel in Iligan City. And this just crossed our wires. The NDRRMC confirms that at least 2 people were killed in Magsaysay, Davao del Sur due to a landslide caused by the earthquake. Authorities have yet to confirm the names of casualties. And because of the quakes in Mindanao, some local government units have already suspended classes today. In Region 11, classes in all levels are suspended in Davao City, Bigos and Magsaysay in Davao del Sur, and Samal, Davao del Norte. Now over in Region 12, parts of Cotabato also have no classes in all levels. Now these include Cotabato City, Cabacan, Kidapawan, and Makilala. Same goes for Mulang, North Cotabato, General Santos and Coronadal in South Cotabato, and Tacurong, Sultan Kudarat. Marawi City is finally gearing for rehabilitation, just in time for the second-year celebration of its liberation. However, it looks like its residents might have to spend one more holiday away from their homes. Jenny Dongan will tell us why.
100 of unexploded bombs were detonated in Marawi's Ground Zero. These were the last bombs recovered in the area 2 years after the Marawi siege. The debris clearing is the first and most critical part of the rehabilitation efforts in the war-torn city. And Marcelino Escalada, General Manager of the National Housing Authority, says this is just the beginning.
Kasi ang sinasabi ng mga tao, wala talagang nagawa pa ang gobyerno. So here is now the physical start of all of our projects. There are 19 development projects in the most affected area. And one, which is the first, again, is the debris clearing and the demolition of the structures.
Despite the fact that it took them almost 2 years to start building the city once again, Escalada insists that compared to other countries, this debris clearing operation is the fastest one.
The debris clearing and oxo clearing is the most difficult component in all, hindi lang sa Pilipinas, worldwide. I have seen a lot of debris clearing, oxo clearing in Baghdad, Mosul, Afghanistan, and all others. In fact, it took them 7 to 10 years. But in the case of the Philippines, particularly in Marawi,
data shows that close to 6,500 structures are located inside the so-called Ground Zero, a little over 2,500 of which were already demolished. And according to Marawi Mayor Majul Gandamra, even structures with no demolition permit placards might be knocked down, especially if they are proven to cause danger.
Because we cannot allow them to go back na malagay sa danger ang kanilang buhay and also their neighbor. Well, there will be forced demolition, but it will be based on the recommendation from the expert.
Building permits and other documents are now being processed for residents. The government will also give assistance to those who are in need of structural engineers for their buildings.
Well, within the year, dapat ho ay lahat na ho ay mabigyan natin ng building permit Para nang sa ganon, while working with these public infrastructures, they can simultaneously build also their private properties.
But according to Mayor Gandambra, residents might have to spend Christmas and New Year outside Marawi for another year.
Hindi ho sila papabalikin doon para tumira doon kasi hindi pa ho habitable yung MAA. Babalikin sila para maggawin ng kanilang bahay, the reconstruction or construction, because hindi pa po tayo nakapaglalagay ng mga basic facilities such as electricity and water system. Ayun po ay gagawin ng gobyerno simultaneously with the building of these private properties.
For News 5, Jenny Dongon, We Are One News.
There's a new police chief in town, well, at least in Metro Manila. Newly minted NCRPO Chief Debold Sinas has taken the helm and vows to bring back integrity into the Metro Manila Police badge. It won't be an easy road, though, and Greg Gregorio will tell us why.
After the NinjaCops controversy, PNP officer in charge Archie Gamboa says a lot needs to be done for the police to regain the public's trust. One of his first directives, to ban his men from playing golf on weekdays.
Nobody is exempted starting from the OIC down to the lowest mammal in the Philippine National Police. And if you see them play golf, tell me, and I will deal with them directly.
NTR Police Chief Debold Sinas supports Gamboa's move. He claims to have given the same directive during his stint in Region 7, where he had sanctioned a handful of golfing policemen. Aside from being too expensive, Sinas adds that a round of golf takes at least 4 hours.
Supposed to be that is executive game. Paano pati na mga middle level, mga chief of police, mga PNCO nag-escort. So wala nang pulis sa kalsada.
Former PNP chief and now Senator Panfilo Lacson commends Gamboa's sound marching order. Lacson says during his time, he has banned bribery or kotong, and above all, having beer bellies. The current police leadership has vowed to push through with their anti-illegal drugs campaign and internal cleansing efforts. But a viral video taken at a Manila police station isn't helping that push. The uploader said he went to the police to report a stabbing incident. He said the police officers did not pay him any attention. Instead, they were supposedly busy playing video games while on duty. The uploader, however, changed his tune when one was trying to get his story. The police, he clarified, were actually texting a colleague to attend to his report. Informed of the incident, the PNP Internal Affairs Service said it will investigate the matter further. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, We Are One News.
Running out of choices, some creative commuters in the metro take the Pasig River for their daily travel, but even this option seems to be hounded with problems. Jared De La Peña has the story.
G. Galang rides the Pasig River ferry twice or thrice a week. He travels all the way from Makati to Santa Ana, Manila to visit his parents.
Accessible siya, tsaka walang usok, tsaka pagbaba ko dun sa stasyon ko, malapit na lang sa bahay ko.
But not a lot of commuters are like G. Commuters tend to shy away from the services being offered by the Pasig River Ferry. This is because the ferry transport system is currently facing a lot of problems. For starters, only 2 out of the 14 boats are working. Water lilies have damaged all the other boats' propellers. Next, only 9 out of the 14 stations are operational. The rest either have defective pontoons or closed off to passengers because of construction or dredging activities. Some were left unfinished and never operational to begin with. The MMDA tries to accommodate from only 200 up to 500 passengers daily. And then, there's Pasig River's awful stench.
We have to be honest, yung amoy ho ng Pasig River at siguro hindi po sila naiengganyo dun sa station. Pero sisiguraduhin po natin na mararamdaman nilang safe, convenient, and at the same time, sana ho mabago yung amoy ng Pasig River.
The MMDA is asking for 7.5 million pesos from the national government for the rehabilitation of the Pasig River stations and another 65 million pesos to create bike lanes along the river banks. The MMDA is also coordinating with the Pasig River Rehabilitation Commission to clean up the river. For News 5, Gerard De La Peña, We Are One News.
And here are the biggest stories from the dailies. Filipino Star ngayon reports that the Justice Department will be starting its reinvestigation into the so-called NinjaCops, which was also the subject of previous Senate Blue Ribbon inquiries. 13 Pampanga policemen led by Superintendent Ronnie Baloyo allegedly engaged in drug recycling activities following a drug bust operation in 2013. The Anti-Red Tape Authority has named some of the most bureaucratic government agencies operating amid the first 100 days of the enactment of the Ease of Doing Business law. You're familiar with these names, I'm sure. The Anti-Red Tape Watchdog tags the Food and Drug Administration, the Land Registration Authority, and the LTFRB. The agencies said they will address concerns and backlogs, but until then, they will be under strict review by the Anti-Red Tape Office. And this from the Philippine Star, the MMDA has announced 4 more entries for this year's Metro Manila Film Festival. These include Mindanao by Center Stage Productions, Write About Love from TBA Studio, Triple Trouble, Huli Ka Balbon by CCM Film Productions, and Kulyon by iOptions Venture. Now, the only question is, can these movies top last year's 1 billion peso earnings? We'll find out soon enough. Let's fast break now to Sports Rush. Former NBA cager Manny Harris proved his worth during the PBA debut with the NLEX Road Warriors. Harris came in hot with a breakaway dunk early in the game to set the pace for the Road Warriors. However, former NLEX point guard Wami Chongson made it clear that he's now loyal to Colombian, cutting down the lead to 9. But it looks like that's not enough for the NLEX import as Harris seals a deal with a 3-point play with less than a minute to go. With that, Colombian bowed out of NLEX 117 to 111, delivering the 5th win to the Road Warriors. Now, in the second game, Magnolia played against Blackwater without injured Romeo Travis. But the remaining hotshots seemed to be enough since they were able to keep it close with the elites. That's despite Marcus Blakely providing support to the Blackwater and chipped in 21 points, 13 rebounds, and 5 steals in over 30 minutes of play. But the defending champions are not waving the white flag just yet as Aldrich Ramos hits a 3 in the final minute, finishing strong at 95 to 89. Now, aside from incentives from the Philippine Sports Commission, world champions Carlos Yulo and Nesty Petecio received 2 million pesos in cash from the MVP Sports Foundation. Its chairman, Manny Panghilinan, reiterated support for both athletes and mentioned possible aid for Yulo's siblings who are also aspiring gymnasts.
Cash, financial support for Kaloy, and for Nessie, maybe some equipment for the boxers, particularly in the run-up to the Southeast Asian Games. First time I'm hearing that it's a gymnast family in Kekaloy, no? So we would like to meet the sister and his younger brother, who's 11 years old, see what we could do to train him up already, no? Abroad. So we would like to expand our help to the family and to other gymnasts because, di ba, hindi naman kailangan malaki yun or mataas, di ba, yung sport na yun. So that fits more our physique.
Tropical Depression Perla is still about 1,000 kilometers away from the country's landmass. And to give us an update on this, we have with us on the line Pag-asa weather forecaster Chris Perez. Chris, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, we are monitoring a Tropical Depression Perla still moving over the Philippine Sea. And as of 3 o'clock today, it was estimated at about 910 kilometers east of Tuguegarao City. Perla has yet to affect any part of the country, and at the moment, no tropical cyclone wind signal is in effect in any part of the northern Luzon area, particularly because this weather disturbance expected to make landfall over the province of Cagayan by Sunday morning. So it is possible that tropical cyclone wind signals may be hoisted beginning later today or as early as tomorrow morning. The general public is advised to continue to monitor for updates from Pag-asa. We are going to release a severe weather bulletin at 11 a.m. this morning, and in other updates will be included at the regular daily weather forecast to be issued at 4 p.m. in the afternoon and 4 a.m. in the morning, respectively. Now, for our weather forecast for today, Mindanao, Zamboanga Peninsula, and Caraga will be cloudy with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, while Batanes and the province of Cagayan will experience light rains due to the northeasterly surface wind flow. Metro Manila and the rest of the country will have generally fair weather conditions apart from some isolated afternoon or evening rain showers or thunderstorms. That's the latest from the Pagasa Weather Forecasting Center. I'm Chris Perez reporting. Good morning.
Thank you. That was Pagasa weather forecaster Chris Perez. And that's how the day is shaping up to be. Join us again next time for another round of Rush. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.